The story from the project, innocent black man. Let me be clear. Damn, man. The story from the project, innocent black man.
What up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Small Account Channel. Today is day number 106. I tell you, y'all, today was a tough one, but I do want to commend everyone who laid out in the last video what is the one thing they feel is holding them back. I tell you, y'all, because I'm just like y'all, and today the one thing that's holding me back today held me back again, caused us to take 2 steps back, knock this back down under 2K. Man, I tell you, y'all, if there was ever a day I was gonna hang my hat up and say forget it, it was today. Because no matter what I traded, it all went against me. It's probably because I think the market is trying to reverse, and in my strategy right now, I've been going to the downside, and it didn't work today. All I can say, y'all, that's how the day went, and I'm telling you exactly how we got smacked in the face. And today, midday market recap. All right, y'all, let's go over the trades from this morning. Like I told you in the intro, it is not a pretty sight. It's all blood, all red. Nothing went in my favor. No, we got one trade that went in my favor, but pretty much everything else was a washout. Anyway, let's go over it. Let's pull the charts up. All we traded was SPY today. Our first trade of the day was on SPY at 935 to the downside. And I noticed this. I noticed this about me today. I was trading with, I noticed that I was trading with fear almost, because when I saw the energy in the first candle on SPY, I hesitated. Like I was afraid to lose money, and you can't play this game like that. There's no way you can play this game like that. Anyway, here it is at 935 to the downside. All right, cool. On these, the first candle, let's fix this. Hold on a second. Let's get this correct here because it's kind of acting wonky here. Okay, here we go. All right. The candle that closes at 930 that begins the market was a green candle coming down to the moving average. All right, the very next candle, spot. This candle was ultimately green, but the way it formed in real time, it wasn't an easy candle. But I still should have took it. The candle that opens up at 930 and closes at 935, that bad boy squeezes up. I did not want to jump into this candle because I really felt that the market might reverse on me. And like I said, I didn't want it, the first trade to be red. Ultimately, it still went against me because in the 935 candle, when this candle opened up, I jumped in for the reverse. It reversed a little bit. The buyer stepped in, pushed it back up, and at 935, right as the candle closed, I had the guardrails on. It popped me out because it took a while to get to the guardrail because I wasn't moving it, and it popped this out. That was the first trade of the day. It was a loss. I said, all right, cool. The next trade, which is also a loss at 940. This one was to the downside. So now we got 2 green strong candles. So now I'm thinking, all right, cool. The market might reverse. But I didn't pay attention to one of my other strategies I told you guys about. There was a key level up there, and that key level acted like a magnet, and it pulled the price action up. At 940, I jumped into the downside. This bad boy continued to go up, and once again, I held for the whole candle, and the market popped this out. We got out at 946. It hit the key level. I went in with the guardrail. So now we down 2 trades. Both of them had the guardrail stop me out. I wasn't moving it. It is what it is. On the very next trade at 947, the candle that opens up at 940, 945 and closes at 950. I jumped into this at 947 to the downside. How we lose on this? I'm gonna tell you exactly how we lost. You can see this upper wick up here, right there. That's the one that caused us to lose because the trade at 947 we jumped in. I added at 948. It's going in our favor. Then it begins to go against us. I add at 950, and that upper wick. We added one more time at 951, and that upper wick goes against us. It pops us out, and we end up getting out at 10 o'clock. It end up getting up at 10 o'clock because the candle comes all the way back down 950 and begins to reverse back up. And I said, that's it, man. It's over for us, so it's time to get out. And the guardrail got us out. I said, man, listen. Now we down 3 trades. That one was a bigger loss. So now we down like $60 or $70 on the day. Probably should have stopped then, but emotions. I tell you, this game is a tough game. Especially when you see yourself going in the red and you got buying power, you want to get your lick back. And on the next trade, we ultimately did win. This one was at 10:01. So the candle that opens up at 10 o'clock, 9:55, closes at 10 o'clock, was a red candle. This one was to the downside. And we finally caught a trade. The one that opens up at 10 o'clock, closes at 10:05. We jumped in this one at 10:01. We added at 10:03:04. We added again. No, we didn't add again. We actually got out at 10:03, 54 seconds, because we didn't want to lose the gains that we just got. And as it was coming back down to that moving average, we got out. So now we back. We're not green, but we did recover some of the loss. We down like $40-something. And then on the next trade, that's it. This is the one that finished us on the day. It is what it is. At 10:14 to the upside. All right, cool. The candle that opens up at 10:15 and closes at 10:20 was our first entry on this bad boy. We got in at 10:14. We thinking, okay, cool, because it broke through the key level, I'm saying we might get this to squeeze up. It begins to reverse against me. I add at 10:17. We don't get what we need. The candle closes. So now we into this candle now. The one that opens up at 10:20, closes at 10:25. This candle is sort of a doji candle. I'm thinking, all right, cool, we got some indecision. I add at 10:27. We're still in the red right now. I'm like, all right, cool. If we get a bounce on this, we're going to be in good shape. The candle closes at 10:25. The very next candle, the one that opens up at 10:25, closes at 10:30. I add at 10:29, and this bad boy begin to flush against us with all those contracts. And at 10:32, I'm looking for some resistance. Some support. We don't get it at 10:30. And at 10:36, I jump out of this bad boy. And I see that we crossed down below 2K. And we are sitting at what you see there. And boy, all I can say is, y'all, when I say I almost lost my mind a little bit. I hit the desk a couple times. And I said, now I gotta tell the mustard seed traders how the day went, because you can't give them the green if you're not going to give them the red. You can't be like that. You gotta show how it all goes down. But I'm telling you, y'all, today I did not like how the day went, man. Anyway, like I said, you can see it there. Like I said, we tried to do what we needed to do, but it ain't going our favor. So anyway, I hope you guys had a better day than I did. But I will say this: the guardrails did help me out a lot. In those first two trades, that's the one that really spiraled us downward, because I went in with the guardrails when I added. I don't like the fact that when I add with the guardrails on, the guardrails only gonna pop me out with one contract. Though I added a second contract, because the way OCO orders work, you can't really modify it like that, and that really hurt us today. But anyway, it is what it is. We'll be back at this tomorrow for day number 107. All right, y'all. Peace.